To the barn to find out how the jocks prepare.
Like athletes in professional football and basketball and baseball, jockeys spend a lot of time watching tapes, analyzing their race tactics and their technique. Right now we're lucky to be joined by Mike Smith, Hall of Famer, who's going to ride Giacomo in the Kentucky Derby. Mike, how often do you spend looking at replays?
Every day. You know, I would say probably about an hour a day. You know, before you ride the car that day, you can go through a few of the tapes.
Let's go back a couple of weeks and take a look at Giacomo's race in the Santa Anita Derby. He's going to be breaking from the rail in green silks. You'll see him from the two-post. Take us through the start. What's important coming out of the gate?
Actually, I got away pretty good, but the game plan was to ease him back today, this day anyway, and which I did. What I didn't expect was a slow pace, which I got, which really hurt us. See, I got him out of a tight spot, because if I would have stayed in there, as you'll see as they go around the turn, it'd have been pretty tight in there, especially when there's four of the horses on the outside of you. They don't just get out of your way when you ask them to. It's pretty rough on race. So then I eased him back in behind the first or second flight, which was good, but right in here they started slowing down. As you can see, the rider up front here, he's really gotten a hold of his horse, and they're slowing the pace way down on me, and I didn't expect that. I expected them to go a lot faster. So that wasn't good. But now I'm able to save some ground. I'm in behind a wall of horses, but he's eating a lot of dirt, too, at the same time. And as the race goes along, I'm just trying to figure out who's got horse and who doesn't. I mean, who's going to keep moving forward and who's not, because you certainly don't want to get behind a horse.
So you're reading the horses, or you're reading the jockeys?
Riders and horses. I'm watching everything that goes on.
You're watching their hands?
And you can watch this guy here. You see him here? I didn't get behind him because he's lugging in real bad. You see that?
Yeah, yeah.
And all he's going to do is force these guys down. Watch. He's going to force them down. So if I would try to stay behind, there's no getting through. So I went ahead and opted to get to the outside. You see, they wind up right down on top of the fence. I'd have never got through.
You've got horse right here. Is the horse pulling you there himself?
He really is. He's moving nice. The only thing is I don't want to wheel out quite yet, because then I'm going to be 5 wide. So I'm trying to stay in behind him as much as I can. And then right about in here, I'll start to follow Wilco, which is right here on the outside. And I actually thought I had him at this point. Right in here, you'll see I'll get him to switch leads. Right about...
Changes from a left to a right?
Right there. Boom. He switches leads. Now I think I'm going to get him, but then they accelerated. I mean, from the 8th pole to the wire, they really picked it up.
Buzzards Bay holds on for the victory. Right here, you're just giving them the knuckles, really getting to work on them?
At this time, I didn't know if I had enough money to stay in the Derby, so I certainly wanted to keep 4th, which we did. And what I really like about this, if the tape would have run on, is the way he galloped out. The next 1/8 of a mile, he galloped out right next to him and really galloped out strong, which gave me every indication that he'd get the mile in a quarter disc, which I really like.
Where's improvement going to come from with this colt?
Well, a lot of it's going to come from this race and training. Since then, John's really tightened down on him, and really started to train him. Up until this point, we've just been taking it easy, because you don't want a horse to peak too early. See, the idea is to get him to peak today, Derby day, and that's what John, I think, has done an excellent job at. Since then, he's come back, he had an easy work, and then he's had 2 bullet works, which are very, very important. I think he went 7/8 and 23, which is really good. And then he come back with a 3/4 and 111, which was solid.
Excellent.
And that should really tighten him up, and that should move him up, another 3, 4, maybe 5 lengths. So if that happens and we get pace in the race, then I think he can be there.
Mike Smith, thank you very much. Jockey Giacomo taking us behind the scenes. Jockeys watching replays.